Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Wherever you are, special greetings to you, and don't forget, if today is your first time, please do me a favor by subscribing to the channel. Also, don't forget to hit on the notification bell. Whenever we drop video, you can also get it and watch. And today's video, we are going to be talking about the new updates on immigrants in Bosnia. Finally, the EU has responded to their cries. You know, immigrants in Bosnia nowadays are suffering, especially in this winter time. This cold, some people are finding it difficult to live in Bosnia. And today we are here to look at how the EU has responded and how they are going to even treat this our brothers in Bosnia. So if you are immigrant, why don't you watch the video till end and see how some immigrants are even suffering? You understand? Use it to compare your own, and then you will see that maybe your own situation is much better. You understand? So guys, without wasting much time, let's do this thing together. Yeah guys, as I said before, the EU, European Commission, has responded to the cry of this our brothers living in Bosnia finally. You understand? Because the situation is not easy. If you are following me, you will know that I did a video about these people. You understand? And then this is where sometimes we ask for you to share the video. You understand? So that it will get to where the information must get. You understand? So that they will know how they are going to react to the problem. You understand? Because if the problem goes virus, the EU will react, and then after the EU react, the main country will start helping the immigrants over there, because they will use them as propaganda in politics. Meanwhile, these our brothers are dying. You understand? You will come and use them for politics because of their African immigrants. You understand? Or their Asia immigrants. You understand? So they have put a lot of money, or some money, for this Bosnia government to use it to help immigrants. You understand? In terms of blanket, and then their shelter, even where to sleep. You understand? They have put money like 3.5 million euros to help this our brothers who are living in Bosnia. And they are also saying for the past 2 years, from 2018 coming, they have also spent like 18 million euros for this Bosnia people to also use it to help immigrants. But they don't know why Bosnia are still facing the challenges of immigration in their country. You understand? This problem is immediate, and then it needs immediate attention to solve this problem. You understand? Because it will be like negativity with the country, and even into international level. You understand? It will not be only for Bosnia, but it will be affecting the EU countries. So let's go and watch the first part of the video, where they are saying they have sent some money to the Bosnia immigrants so that they will use it to have some, things for them, so that it can protect them since they are constructing their new camp. You understand? So guys, let's go and watch the video. When we are back, we will give you the rest of the update. So stay tuned.
3.5 million euro is purely humanitarian assistance. What does this mean? This means that we don't provide this to governments. This always goes to humanitarian partner organizations. This is the principle that underlies humanitarian aid that the European Union provides to those in need. Now, with this 3.5 million, purely humanitarian aid will reach 13.8 million since the beginning of 2018. So we've provided nearly 14 million euro in humanitarian assistance to Bosnia in order to enable the country to better manage migration-related issues. Now, in terms of what the 3.5 million euro will be used for, I can mention a couple of examples for you, which include the buying warm clothing, blankets, food, as well as healthcare, or provision of mental health and psychosocial support services. And of course, the funding that we provide will also contribute to efforts to limit the spread of the coronavirus. Now, in terms of the other components of the overall figure of 88 million euro that Peter referred to, I think Peter or Anna can provide you more information.
Peter, can you provide more information on this?
Yes, we are happy to do it also bilaterally. It has been published as a part of the press releases issued over the last few days, so I think we can send this information. But the bottom line, I would really like to repeat the message. The EU has done its part. Migration is a shared challenge. We provided a lot of financial assistance, both through the partners, through our projects, to the Bosnian and Herzegovinian authorities to deal with the situation. And there are facilities on the spot. So it's unacceptable that these people are left hanging out there in harsh winter conditions, and the situation needs to be solved as a matter of urgency.
Nikolai, short follow-up.
Yes, thank you for that. I just wanted to know when these supplies will be delivered to these people. Is it happening now, or when will they get it? Thank you.
Yes, so in terms of humanitarian assistance, the way it works is that we provide the funds to humanitarian partner organizations. Typically, this means NGOs or possibly UN organizations, which are then to buy or purchase what needs to be purchased. Now, on our end, we made the announcement yesterday, and we will disburse these funds as soon as possible. I will look into this further in the afternoon, and I will try to give you a specific timeline on this.
You have heard everything, and then Peter still have more information about this Bosnia immigrant and even Bosnia in particular. So let's continue with the video. When we are back, we'll give you the rest of the update, so stay tuned.
Indeed, the European Union, the members of the European Commission have been very busy over the last few days regarding the situation in Lipa camp or Bira camp, and in general conveying the message to the partners in Bosnia and Herzegovina that the situation in Unsko-Sanski canton, in the canton Una Sana, is unacceptable and has to be solved immediately. We cannot wait. I mean, this is a humanitarian situation. This humanitarian disaster could have been prevented if the authorities would have been acting as asked already before the Christmas period by the joint statement of 3 commissioners. And this is about saving lives of people. So we expect the European Union and its member states are expecting the authorities in Bosnia and Herzegovina at all levels to take immediate action to solve the situation urgently. This is about saving lives. We are talking about hundreds of people in harsh winter conditions where their health and their lives are at stake. And the authorities in Bosnia and Herzegovina have humanitarian obligations, international obligations in this regard. So there have been calls by various members of the Commission, HRVP, urging the authorities to find solution to provide at the latest stage. I mean, the most recent call was to provide supplies of electricity and water at Lipa camp. And it's not only that we are asking Bosnia and Herzegovina to do something, we are doing our own share, considerable share. The funding announced yesterday is only in addition to more than 85 million euros provided since 2018 to Bosnia and Herzegovina to deal with the situation of migrants in the country. And what we are saying also that long-term solutions are urgently needed. And Bosnia and Herzegovina, and this is the message and also answer to your second part, to the second part of your question, Bosnian and Herzegovinian authorities should behave like authorities in an aspiring EU country. And people's lives cannot be sacrificed for internal political power struggles. So the situation needs to be solved immediately. The decisions taken at the highest federal level in Bosnia and Herzegovina need to be implemented now. These decisions about the camps and the situation of these people stuck in harsh winter conditions needs to be solved, because all this is negatively affecting image of Bosnia and Herzegovina in the eyes of the EU member states, but also on the international stage.
Yeah, guys, I hope you have heard what he has said. This is from the European Commission. You understand? They have said everything and they have reacted to this problem. So if it is true, we are hoping that our brothers will be getting help immediately. You understand? Because it's not easy to be in this winter without anything covering you. You understand? It is very difficult, and then without any good food, without water, without electricity. You understand? They have even tried, because how will they report this problem if it is not journalists? You understand? Because person who don't have light, how can you use your phone to record something for people to know? You understand? But this is where the journalists also come in, and then they help. You understand? The IOM is also trying to help them in this kind of hard condition. You understand? That is what he said, that this is people's life, that is humanitarian. You need to support it. You understand? You don't need to sit down and use this thing as politics. You understand? Because this is human life, and you need to attend to it immediately. You don't have to use it for politics before people will die, because life matters. Because even if you are immigrant, our life still matters. You understand? You need to look to our life, see how we are suffering, and help us. Don't use the propaganda of the country, use in politics, and start leaving immigrant to be stranded in your country. You understand? Meanwhile, you have told the European Union that you want immigrant, or you want to do the business of immigrant. So if they give you money to do the business of immigrant, you need to use the money for the business of immigrant. You understand? You don't have to leave immigrants suffering, because this thing is very serious. Living immigrant in this winter, people can die, you understand? And let's continue to watch this video of the whole scenario of the place, you understand, how the place is going, how things are happening. Maybe if today's your first time watching, so that you know how things are happening in Bosnia, so that the IOM also will say what they have also seen over there. When we are back, we will give you the rest of the update. So this.
The European Union has offered additional aid to the government of Bosnia and Herzegovina to help with refugees on its territory. The move follows harsh criticism from Brussels over conditions for migrants, as Joe Gill reports.
The EU Commission has...
Well, to discuss these issues, I'm joined by Peter van der Alvert, who is the representative of the UN's International Organization for Migration in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Well, good evening to you, sir. Many thanks for joining us. Now, I gather that you have just recently come back from seeing the situation on the ground, this situation these migrants are struggling with in very cold conditions. Tell us, what did you see and what are people there telling you?
Well, the situation is terrible from a humanitarian perspective. As your correspondent showed, the camp was burned down. There is no proper shelter left, and migrants are essentially trying to survive using sleeping bags and winter jackets that we have distributed together with the Red Cross. But obviously, that doesn't provide them sufficient protection to the elements. And I think there's a big frustration among the migrants for two reasons. First of all, because they obviously don't have proper accommodation to stay in, but also they feel that they're being played with by local politicians. For example, last week they were asked to all board buses to be brought to another center that would give them proper accommodation. They all sat in buses, and then the operation was abandoned because the local mayor was objecting to the opening of a new migrant center, and the migrants spent 24 hours in the bus. So there's a sense of frustration amongst the migrants that they're not being taken seriously, that they're not being taken care of as they should be.
Because there is, in fact, a centre that is nearby that could provide adequate accommodation, at least a lot better than what they're having to live in at the moment. Why are migrants not able to access that?
Well, this is actually the sort of the cynical part of the situation, that we actually have this new center and this existing center that you referred to, which together could house the people that are currently outside in Lipa and the 1,000 more people that are less visible, but that are squatting in abandoned buildings and makeshift camping forests. The problem is that there is no consensus between the central authorities and the local authorities to actually allow these centers to be used. And there's a lot of resistance at the local level by local politicians to either reopen the existing center or open this new center. And given that Bosnia-Herzegovina is very much a decentralized state, the state does not really have the actual power to enforce the decisions that it has taken in terms of the relocation of migrants. So it's really a pure political blockage, because there are sufficient resources available, both in terms of funding and technical assistance, to actually make these centers operational, frankly, within a couple of hours. But the political situation is such that this is impossible at the moment.
Which is absolutely appalling. And tell me, the EU has denounced this situation in the strongest terms. It's also pointed out that it has given millions of euros to Bosnia and Herzegovina to help these migrants. Ultimately, where does this money go?
Well, the money has gone to the establishment. There's about another 6,000 migrants that are currently in the country, and they are actually in functioning centers. And a lot of the money has gone to establish those centers. And we've had about 70,000 migrants in the past 2 years transiting through Bosnia-Herzegovina. So the money has gone to provide assistance to those people. And those centers are working well, and they are operating in accordance with international standards. The frustration comes from everyone that actually there is enough money, but we just need political decisions where migrants can be housed in a proper and humane manner.
Okay, so urgent political decisions required there. Many thanks for joining us, Peter van Alvert.
Yeah, guys, I hope you have seen the video. If you are immigrant, why don't you share this video so that people will know, especially people in Africa also will know how things are going on in Europe here, you understand? Because some people always see the image of Europe, but the suffering immigrants suffer here, they don't know, you understand? So helping sharing this video will let people understand how the European system is functioning, you understand, so that if they want to do any business in Africa or Asia or any part of the world who try to reach Western Europe, will know how things are going on in Europe here, you understand. The name still remains Official Cracker. Till we meet again in the next video, stay safe and stay blessed. Peace out.